There she is. Just enjoying the fantasy.
You welcome us, won't you?
Hey. Oh, hey.
Nice to meet you.
Hello everyone, this is Venus Brown and I am back with a new episode of Bridgerton Season 4. This is episode 1. It's called The Waltz. This is going to be the first time that Benedict Bridgerton meets Sophie. And Sophie is kind of an anomaly. She was supposed to have been raised royally, at least from what I remember from reading the books. Unfortunately, her father dies and her stepmother is a horrible person, and rather than raising her as she should, she raises her as if she's a maid. But even worse than a maid, it's more like she's being raised as a slave who does maid services. And hopefully we'll see some of that in the show. I think we will. Just because the behavior that her stepmom uses does go above and beyond just what you would usually typically expect of a maid servant. Yeah, fun. And I think the worst thing about it, at least from the story, was that this girl should have 2 sisters now, 2 stepsisters, and she doesn't get any of that because she's treated as a maid the whole time, which I think is just terrible. Like the one little benefit that she should have gotten in new relationships from that situation, and she didn't get that. Terrible. Anyway, if it goes anything like the book, we're going to meet her today, and hopefully they take a little bit of time before Benedict meets her again. Because in the book, he spends a pretty healthy amount of time trying to find her and cannot. He cannot. Like, he spends quite a while to the point where he eventually has to get on with his life. And when he meets her again, he's not looking for her. And he doesn't know that it's who he was looking for. Anyway, I think it's time to get on with the show. This one, we should be having a big ball, which is, I think, where this waltz is coming from. He asks her to dance, and she says that she doesn't dance. I think they do their own little dance in private. Anyway, let's go on and get on with the show. Yeah, and they did say we would be getting a lot closer look at the lives of the servants and stuff, their roles in the household and down in the more servant areas.
Mrs. Wilson.
There is another batch in the oven. Girls will need something warm after a fortnight in a carriage.
Precisely, thank you.
Scones are just out and napkins are pressed and ready for you.
I noticed a boot print in the entry hall.
It's such a process. I do remember watching a lot of, I watched all of Downton Abbey, so they did a really good job of showing the servants, showing their lives as servants, but also showing their lives outside of being a servant. And I do love the purple flowers, which I try to put on my background because I just think the purple flowers are so pretty.
Welcome home, Miss Bridgerton.
Good day, John.
And I love Eloise. I did not love Eloise's break off with
Have you forgotten Scotland so quickly?
Penelope last season, but they seem to be on the right footing now, so no more of that.
Is that Daddy? Is that Daddy?
Baby! We got a new baby! Aww, so sweet.
I shall hold Lord Featherington.
We do not want anyone spilling tea on the heir to our great name.
Yay!
Penelope, I have missed you.
Well, how is Scotland?
There are not nearly enough people I had to take to talking to sheep.
Could you not just eat his cheeks?
Sweet as long as you are not the one who has to look after them and mind their cry.
Uh-huh.
I, for one, am glad the Viscountess had her baby in India.
Mrs. Wilson. cannot wait to meet the little heir when they return.
It's getting rather girlish around here with Gregory off at Eton.
As if you mind.
If Miss Hyacinth has her way, she shall make her debut any day now.
Mama finally let me lower my hems. Did she?
No.
Is everything well, Mom?
Just trying to figure out what she was looking at.
It should be perfect.
Should be perfect.
Perfect. Where is Benedict?
Ah, Benedict. Benedict who's always missing. Benedict who's always trying to do his own thing. Be his own man.
Please fetch my carriage.
Oh, she's like literally going after him.
Are you sure you'd not prefer for me to fetch them for you?
You've had to fetch him for me one too many times. If he is awakened from his inebriated slumber by the face of his mother, he will learn to be on time for once.
Lady Bridgerton is in a state of disarray, Ma'am. Perhaps we should send a maid in first.
I assure you I have often witnessed Benedict's disarray.
Oh my.
On second thought.
Still fetch a maid.
Benedict Bridgerton? Oh my word. Where is your chaperone, young lady? Mother?
Where's your
It is
chaperone?
time for my son to wake up.
Please do not.
Oh, that is so bright.
Oh, he's got two of them. Oh boy. And I will not skip the intro, at least right now. Most likely on the published reaction, I'll put a little teeny bit of it and leave the rest out. It is so pretty. Oh, they got the glove in there. Now, one of the things when I read the book I did not actually like was the whole, especially the first part of the book, was significantly paralleled to Cinderella, and I'm not a big Disney princess kind of girl, so that wasn't very appealing to me. I was glad when the book finally shifted so it wasn't so heavily reflective of Cinderella.
Asking if you should like to continue the family's investment in copper. I remember the Viscount was quite insistent it was a wise investment.
Copper. Well, copper's definitely important now. I would imagine it was important then.
I shall be elsewhere.
Okay.
I apologize.
For what? For constantly missing family events or turning up late? Usually smelling of liquor, for taking advantage of my forgiving nature? Or for debauching yourself so much so? Not one, but two mistresses, Benedict.
Oh, probably more than that.
I am careful.
Oh, the fact that you find this a laughing matter. Two sisters who must marry, and their fate depends on the family reputation.
Anthony is the Viscount. His reputation secures the Bridgerton name. I'm merely a second son.
Who also must marry someday, which requires you to be a gentleman and not a rake.
Oh boy.
It is unlikely that I will ever marry.
Benedict Bridgerton.
I am only saying.
What you don't know.
Eligible ladies of the ton, and many of them are lovely. They display no true animation, no zest for life, no personality. I'm being true to myself. Should not that be enough for you?
No, absolutely not. Enough.
Mother.
Enough, Benedict. Wish to be true to yourself, then be who you are, a member of this family. All the eyes of the town will be on us, hosting the first ball. Do not humiliate me. Be on time.
Will he? I don't remember in the book if he's on time. Probably not, but... The Queen. I did not like the Queen for the longest time. I didn't like the Queen until I watched Queen Charlotte. the show, that redeemed her in my eyes. Because on the show, I just felt like...
Where is she?
Just some of the stuff that she does, so materialistic and snooty, and...
You have only just sent for her, Your Majesty.
But it really, like, gave me a deeper look at her as a human being and a person
It is a masquerade.
to watch her show.
I have no interest in dressing as someone other than myself.
Her being thrown into the situation she was in, being forced to marry somebody that she didn't know from a hole in the wall, and then her actually loving him and really trying to help him with his
Lady Whistledown, Your Majesty.
psychological situations. I watched the trailer of her introducing herself. I loved the way she did it. She gives a regular introduction and she's like, oh, no. You need the proper introduction. So she does the Lady Whistledown introduction.
Your Majesty,
Mrs. Bridgerton, you are late.
you have only just sent for me, Your Majesty.
Late!
My deepest apologies.
I should like a foretaste before your first issue is distributed today.
Tomorrow night the social season shall begin.
You must begin how it begins. The proper way.
Yes,
Yep.
Your Majesty.
It is not the same without that
Dearest
intro.
gentle reader,
Yay!
Dearest gentle reader, tomorrow night the social season begins. Might look a little different because tomorrow night is a masquerade ball to transport its guests into fantasy.
Hopefully we'll get a good look at Sophie's family and that dynamic before the ball starts, because that's like a big part of the book at the beginning.
How was the Queen?
terrifying. She made me recite my column from memory.
I'm certain you were superb. Can I help you take your mind off Whistledown for a little while?
That is most kind of you.
Feeling rather powerful tonight. Perhaps I should go dressed as the Duke of Wellington tomorrow.
Well, then I shall have to overpower you and go dressed as the Queen.
Yeah. Which queen?
Overpower our great war hero.
Perhaps Queen Margaret, the one who said off with his head.
Off with his head.
Prepare yourself, gentle reader, for anything can happen.
It is funny that his mom's all upset about him being a rake, but it seems like all his sons have been a rake at some point. Very rakish. But then eventually they settle down.
You look well. Of course I do. As do you. I cannot tonight. You are meant to attend some sort of shocking society event.
Shocking.
I've only come for a dose of merriment to sustain me. I cannot stay long. Well, I do not need you for a long time. Much merriment can be had in a short time.
Why have the dance cards not been laid out upstairs?
We decided not to bring them up. We thought the point of the evening was concealment.
The point of the evening is to try to hide one's identity. They still must dance. They will write down their costume names.
Will they stay masked all evening?
Until the clock strikes midnight.
Thrilling for them, chaos for us.
So it doesn't seem like they're really addressing that. I think that would have been good to like have the whole scenario where, because in the book, the other servants in the house are helping her to get ready.
I can do this.
And she has to sneak out because her family is going as well, and they're treating her as if she's a maid, and she's not supposed to be attending at all. And in the book, you also get a breakdown of how she ended up in the situation she was in.
We have arrived, my lady. just be out by midnight.
My lady. My lady?
Yes, forgive me, I came in with that rather large group.
I'm certain we have given them their dance cards as well.
Oh, yes, of course.
Would you like me to tie it on instead of your chaperone?
Oh, no, I have lost them. There are many, but I will.
Many chaperones.
Thank you. Is this what a ball is like?
This is her family.
How many balls exactly do we get to attend this season? I think I shall like society. Young ladies are not meant to ramble on, Posy.
So yeah, Posy, from what I remember, is the nice one. The other girl is mean, and the mom is really freaking awful. Oh. It's an interesting dance.
Glorious.
Like porcelain dolls.
Enjoy yourself.
Violet Bridgerton. I am looking forward to stepping back. Who is missing? Benedict.
It seems he is late again.
Yeah.
Ladies.
You are matching.
Who exactly do you think you are?
I'm Zeus.
Zeus.
Are you a hero?
I most certainly am not. I am Zeus. Perhaps the gods would still be in charge if Zeus had been a woman.
We look rather good.
I could not agree more.
If you see any vipers, let us make haste for home.
Are those Bridgertons I see behind those masks? Pardon me, I unfortunately must find my son.
Oh boy.
Her Royal Highness, the Queen!
Bring her to me.
Who's she after now?
Your Majesty.
She can be so intimidating. And especially when she says stuff like, bring her to me.
Bridgerton's. Where might I locate the Honourable Mrs. Colin Bridgerton?
I am sure we will find a debutante or two.
I tire of debutantes. Let us turn our attention this year instead to offering up a leading suitor.
The men.
To fire the competition.
Oh.
Lord Napier has said he will marry,
He is rather handsome.
but also exceptionally dull, unfortunately.
Is there anyone here worthy of my interest?
Only the rakes. And he's not even there. His little quick fiasco apparently wasn't as quick as he had hoped.
You are 2 hours late, yet again.
2 hours.
You were meant to chaperone Eloise.
I have been here. Perhaps you did not recognise me.
I can't
Right.
believe that we are serving gin this evening, and yet I can smell it all over you. See, nothing has changed here.
Eloise!
Oh, is it? You are the one late in Rumford when I travelled all the way from the Highlands?
I've had to go to my bachelor lodgings to change.
Same old Benedict.
Perhaps not tonight. Tonight we can be anyone we want.
You mean someone who will speak to those debutantes over there?
Mother.
I have planned this. Implies at the taunt that you're back in society.
Only just-
Debutantes. Now.
And with the queen actually looking for somebody, I don't think he'll like that.
Good evening, ladies. You all look exceptionally lovely.
Your disguise tonight is superb.
And yet you recognise me immediately.
I could discern the Bridgerton bill from anywhere. You brothers do all look so much alike.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of the things in the books. Like, they're always going on about how they have, like, the same hair color and everything.
You are the last one married.
You must not forget about Gregory. Are you quite certain I am not him?
And on the show, like, some of them do have very similar color hair, but
There is Mr. Lewis.
some of the daughters, I think, do have very different color hair.
He might be a catch, but he tends to smell, so...
Or at least to me.
Lady Bridgerton.
We have not seen much of you lately.
I have absented myself from society since my husband's death.
Viscount Lee and then the Earl of Penwood. I am so sorry for your losses.
So, Viscount and an Earl. And one of them is Sophia's father. Like,
Are these your daughters?
They are.
why is she being treated as a maid?
May I present Miss Rosamond Lee?
It is a fine evening.
And this is Miss Posey.
I am very much enjoying your party.
You are most kind. Colin and Penelope.
Do you think you will succeed this season?
Excuse me?
In persuading your second son to take a wife?
Cannot say. So unpredictable. Well, please, enjoy yourselves.
There he is. He is so handsome.
What matters most is his surname. There are rumors of rakish behavior, but reformed rakes make the best husbands.
So where does that idea come from?
I think the fairy with Lord Arliss is his mistress. It would have to be rather bold to bring her right under the nose of Her Majesty and his wife.
I guess that is one good thing about being a wallflower, is you can kind of stand around and observe without people paying a lot of attention to you.
I had thought that the news of Lord Arliss bringing his mistress would be the most scandalous gossip I would overhear from the wall. Eloise Bridgerton, eagerly chatting with debutantes is the most scandalous news of all.
Why is Penelope Bridgerton keeping to the wall to begin with?
Penelope Bridgerton is not, but Whistledown is. The Queen insists on great gossip this year. She is looking for a gentleman to champion this year. Last thing this family needs is for her to choose Benedict. She will never win, which will outrage her.
My mother will explode and burst into flames.
Thought that after last season you had had your fill of pretending to be engaging with debutantes.
I do not pretend. There is no need for me to antagonize suitors or debutantes. I have made a decision. I am on the shelf.
You on the shelf.
I wonder if they're going to do anything to kind of show Eloise's situation with her eventual romantic suitor, pen pal, so to speak.
What if we were to stay for the season?
What about Scotland? What about your cousin?
Your cousin?
I noticed the two of you kept your distance, which is understandable. We are newlyweds, yet we began our married life together in a home that Michaela considers hers, not just ours. We could set up Kilmartin House, make it just ours, and you could be closer to your family.
Yes, I would love it. Thank you.
It seems like quite a turn from previously, how she was trying so hard to step away from that.
Mr. Bridgerton. Oh, Bridgerton, over here.
There she is. Just enjoying the fantasy.
Pardon me, young lady. Could I trouble you for the next dance?
Yeah, I don't think we've seen any of his art in a while either.
Sir, I would love to, but I have misplaced my dance card.
Unlucky.
Forgive me for interrupting. I have just found this young lady's dance card. Unfortunately, my name is next.
Please? The little puppy dog?
That is true.
Huh. But?
What is your name?
Why did you rescue me?
It is rare to see someone beaming with joy at one of these things. Positively spilling out of you.
I will have you know I was doing rather well fending off the gentleman on my own.
Does he not possess the qualities you seek?
Qualities?
I'm a suitor.
Oh, I am not looking for a husband.
You are not?
No. Excuse me, I meant to be somewhere.
Have I offended you?
Oh, no.
Have you lost your chaperone?
No, no, I cannot dance.
A lady who cannot dance? Huh. Is this a part of the character you're playing tonight? The Silver Angelus?
You have seen through me. Clearly, this is my first masquerade, and what role are you playing?
Evidently that of your dancing master.
As much as we were all pretending, Ton might be bewildered by dance lessons in the center of the ballroom.
Oh, there's always the private terrace. I mean nothing untoward. I'm simply avoiding my mother. I could ask for a chaperone if it would make you more comfortable.
I shall have to trust you for tonight.
Get away from the family. They are horrid.
Must he be kind?
Of course.
Then no.
Then no. Yep.
He is a fine choice.
No, that is Benedict Bridgerton.
Excellent. He is rich, handsome, and a Bridgerton.
Perhaps there are other gentlemen.
We have talked enough.
We have talked enough. Is that her little sister? Hyacinth.
Excuse me? A clever attempt, but I would recognize my busybody little sister anyway.
Please, can I have just one dance with the suitor?
One dance will be your last. If Mama gets so much as an inkling that you're in attendance. Upstairs.
I wish you had stayed in Scotland.
I remember when I was young and there were, like, my grandparents, they had a lot of things that they did, and I remember events going on that we were not allowed to attend as younger people. And I hated it. It made me feel so left out.
Looking for me, I hope?
It is certainly a pleasant surprise to find you. Thank you for attending.
Pleasure to be had, Lady Bridget.
Compliment for our ball last season. Do you remember what she said?
Not
Bad. And Lady Danbury is there.
Let us present ourselves.
Yes, Lady Danbury might be a good buffer.
Mr. and Mrs. Mondrich, Your Majesty.
Your
Your Majesty.
Where is that Bridgerton boy?
She's just like, nope, don't care.
Are you enjoying the party? Your torch has been passed. Lady Bridgerton has hosted the first ball.
I think she might enjoy herself more if she actually
And I have graced it.
attended actively, not just sit down on her throne and
Where is the fun?
observe.
I would like for you and me to enjoy ourselves this season. I have been meaning to speak with you. There is a reason I handed over the first ball of the season. I'm considering playing less of a part in society. It has been the honor of my life. I long to travel, to visit my ancestral home. I have not been there since I was 4. Of course, you and I shall write, and I will be back for visits, but I should like to leave for a time.
No.
No? Oh, come on. Don't be so self-centered. I know you're the queen, but seriously.
Are you laughing at me?
No. No, it is all just so... It is a spectacular night.
You're not like the other young ladies, you know. It is a relief.
And what is wrong with the other young ladies?
But they are...
Constantly pursuing you. While I can imagine that is taxing for you, you must remember that those young ladies have spent their entire lives preparing, hundreds of hours acquiring their accomplishments, endless fittings, not to mention the 3 hours alone it takes to do up their hair. All in the hope that you might simply notice them.
And she knows.
Are you not also hoping to be noticed?
I am merely hoping to enjoy myself.
I mean, she said she's not looking for a husband.
And you seem to be very much. Or...
not?
It is a lovely evening, to tell the truth. I cannot help but feel a little out of place at a society function.
How can that be true?
Perhaps I feel more comfortable appreciating the details of an event than I do participating.
Do not worry. I will not tell my mother.
So this is your home, then, which makes you a Bridgerton.
You really did not know who I am.
Not until now. Benedict, I presume. Just as Whistledown describes, both in appearance and nature.
You know me from Whistledown, but not from society. You are at a ball, but cannot dance, and you are singularly self-possessed, and yet you do not feel as if you fit in. Who are you?
Well, point of a masquerade ball is to masquerade.
You know, you have managed not to tell me a single thing about yourself. Is that something you do? Put all of the attention on others so that no one might see beneath your surface?
Sometimes it is easier to stay in shallow water.
Will you not wade out deeper with me?
While your point is well taken about the efforts made by tonight's young ladies, I cannot help but feel that their pursuit has very little to do with me.
Right.
Perhaps the reason I stay in shallow water is that I too feel like an imposter.
Your family home.
Even more so here. I still owe you a dance lesson.
Why is it that you wish to dance with me?
Because I am a mere mortal. We bow. You put your hand in mine.
Come on, you can do it.
Now you move a little closer.
Now, if he arrived 2 hours late, I wonder what time it's supposed to start. And she has to be out of there by 12. So how long do they actually have?
A simple box step. One, two, three.
You're quite the teacher.
And you are quite the pretend student.
Oh, forgive me.
Please do not worry.
She's trying to clean his feet.
My sisters have done far worse. 2, 3. Impressive. Dancing already with your eyes closed.
I am trying to remember this moment exactly so that if I wish, I can escape here.
You are perhaps the most intriguing person I've ever met. If I cannot know your name or where you live, however am I meant to call on you tomorrow?
That will not be possible.
A silver ingenue who can never be seen again.
You're gonna hate how much that will be true for a while.
Oh, we should not.
We should not what?
It is interesting how he's so willing to be sexually involved with other people that don't matter so much in the tome, but people that he believes are respectable young ladies, he doesn't want to. And that's where her glove comes off.
Please tell me your name.
Which eventually is going to be what's like parallel to Cinderella's shoe. He's going to try to find her with that, but it doesn't work out.
What does it mean?
Well, it is midnight. Time for everyone to reveal themselves, including you.
I must go. My chaperone will be looking for me.
Oh, please, do not leave. Wait!
He's in such disarray already.
I can whisk you out of here if you would like.
I shall have to face everyone eventually.
Oh, excuse me. Watch where you are going.
She doesn't realize it. That's how shallow that woman is.
That is Lady Whistledown. Go and make it known that there is a diamond here tonight.
Mrs. Bridgerton, Miss Rosamond Lee, I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Wonderful to meet you all. Hello.
And you notice how she pushes off Rosamond, but not Posey.
Benedict, how are you? It's been an age since I've seen you.
I must go.
And she's already back home.
How was it? Tell me everything.
It was the most extraordinary night of my life.
They are here.
Say everything exactly as you would have done it. You've nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about, except
Thank you. Both of you, I cannot thank you.
they're gonna figure it out because of fucking... I think something in her costume belonged to one of them, which is another parallel to fucking Cinderella.
How horrible it is to be on one's feet all night. There's nothing so taxing as being a debutante. It is better than sitting at home.
You must have had a pleasurable evening.
My evening was like any other, Mum.
Then why is it that you were not waiting here with our tea?
My apologies, Mum. Your beds have been turned down, your hairbrushes cleaned, your nightwear readied, and the tea is here for you now. Please forgive the delay. And how were your evenings?
Have you heard of such a thing as a toga? I wish you could have seen. Mr. Bridgerton showed considerable interest in me.
Sure he did.
Did he?
She's like, did he?
Oh, he will.
He will.
Once his time is not monopolized by that woman he was with.
I would not worry, Rosamond. She cannot possibly compete.
You have no idea what you're talking about. She made a noticeable expression.
You are excused, Sophie.
Oh, you horrid woman.
Of all the men of the ton, I would wager that Benedict Bridgerton is the least likely to marry.
The very least. And you would wager on that?
I did not mean...
You would wager on it?
We have a wager. Yes.
We have a wager.
How thrilling for us all. How much are you willing to settle on this bet?
Oh.
You seem to enjoy yourself tonight.
Like, knowing me, I would try to, like, give some paltry amount, but then also the queen would be like, you're not taking me seriously. Like, I think she would see that as an insult.
I've decided to be a spinster. That is not something you simply get to decide.
3 seasons since I've been out with absolutely no prospects.
Yes, you would surely have no trouble securing a husband if you simply tried.
If you tried.
I do not want to try. I gave you and Benedict free rein last season because I had my hands full. This season, you are both at the very top of my matchmaking list.
She looks very angry about it.
I think we should go to bed now.
Please show some of the pen pal stuff. I want to see a bit. Just a bit.
There you are.
Mother.
Thank you for speaking to the debutantes.
And I imagine this might uplift her spirits a bit, that she'll see he is actually seriously interested in somebody, but then eventually...
Do with the rest myself. There is so much enthusiasm.
It was a tremendous evening.
Have you taken an interest in a young lady?
No.
Oh.
No.
But I can now respect what they were all up against. Hundreds of hours of preparation, all in the hope of being noticed.
You sound as if you have been made a new man.
I'll not say that.
Hyacinth Bridgerton, go to bed this instant.
What harm can it do for me to simply observe? Did Eloise speak with you?
About what, exactly?
If anyone were holding out hope, Benedict Bridgerton would take a wife this season. This author should make it known that she does not wager it will happen. But believe what you might wish, dear reader. A small amount of make-believe often has the power to remake reality.
See, I thought he was open with his mom, but maybe he wasn't at first. Later on, when he, really tries to look for her and can't find her.
Lift us up from the drudgery. With a little imagination, the impossible seems possible. Dreams seem tangible. And yet, gentle readers, one must eventually wake up.
Alright, so that was episode 1. We didn't see yet the part where she is found out by her mother. It might have been her mother and sister, but her mother eventually is the one that does the most damage and actually boots her out. I'm imagining that is going to be probably what happens next episode, along with Benedict, or really showing that he is trying to find this girl and cannot find her. And I'm imagining there's going to have to be a time jump at some point, because I'm pretty sure there's a pretty considerable amount of time after the ball before he meets her again. I don't know if it's a year or a couple years, or if it's just a few months, but it's enough time that he really, really tries to find her. He tries every leaf that he can think of to locate her and doesn't find her, and eventually gets to where he decides he needs to move on. But yeah, good first episode. I enjoyed it. Part of me is not big into the balls and stuff, but then part of me is it is very fancy. It is kind of cool seeing the interactions and stuff, seeing these chances at a relationship, but also these, what Benedict doesn't like, these multiple people trying to connect with somebody that they don't actually know from a hole in the wall, not really, and that they're just trying to connect with them to get married, which was very important at the time. But if you want to be with somebody for deeper reasons and not have a shallow relationship and a shallow marriage, finding somebody that you have a real connection with, that you can really get to know before you get married, I think is very important. But anyway, that's all I've got for you this week. I will see you next week. Bye.
Is there more?
We'll just have to tune in next week to find out, won't we?
And remember, if you like this content, please click the thumbs up. And if you want to see more content, click subscribe. Ring that little bell and click all, and you'll get more notifications anytime new content comes out.